You know, every time I make one of these milestone videos, I feel like I end up saying something similar, but it's true every time. This feels so surreal to me. It's such a hard feeling to explain, but I know I've hit 200k, and yet the reality of that never really sinks in for me. I have to pinch myself every time because it just doesn't feel real. For the millionth time, thank you so much, everybody. For those of you who have been here for a long time, to those of you who found my channel a couple days ago, thank you. In December of this year, the channel will be 4 years old, and I can't believe how far we've come in that period of time. I often reflect on where I was when the channel started, and it's strange because it doesn't feel like that long ago, but at the same time, it felt like that was a different life. I feel I've changed a lot since then with the type of videos I make, me as a person, and where my life has gone since. Before this channel, I really had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, until one day I said, you know what, I'm going to bet everything onto making a channel because it had been a dream of mine for a long time. I remember there was this time as well where I had almost quit. I believe I had around 50 subscribers, but I remember feeling like I had just hit a wall and lost all my motivation. This is going to sound weird, but I had this gut feeling deep down that I shouldn't stop, and thank God I listened to it. It's crazy to think that I would have missed out on all of this if I didn't listen to it. I'm so grateful for this channel, and sometimes I still get imposter syndrome where it feels like I don't deserve it, but when I see all of your nice comments, some of you saying when I upload it makes your day, well, that in turn makes my day. Knowing that even if it's only a small number of people, that my videos bring them some form of happiness in their everyday lives is enough for me. It's funny, the other day I was at a family gathering of sorts where I had to spend a vast majority of it explaining what exactly it is I do for a job. Of course, a lot of them are a bit older, so it was hard for them to understand how I can play video games for a career, but they were all very impressed, and that really made me feel a sense of accomplishment. This channel has given me a purpose, and none of that is possible without you guys. Anyways, you get the gist, so thank you once again, and now let's move into some of your guys' questions. The other day, I made a community post asking you all to ask me some questions that I could answer in this video, so I just went down into the comments and chose 6 randomly. If your question is not shown in this video, I'm sorry. There's only so much I can do, but know that I saw a lot of everybody's questions, and I really appreciate it. I also tried to get a good variety of questions. A lot of them were Assassin's Creed related, so I tried to get a good mix of some non-AC related questions as well. But without further ado, the first question comes from Zivan BGXX323. Apologies if I have trouble pronouncing these, but the question is, do you think Ubisoft will continue making games like the old ones if Mirage doesn't get great reviews? Excellent question. It's one I often think about myself. Of course, there's no real way of knowing until it happens, but this is sort of a topic I covered in a video of mine around, I want to say 3 months ago, where I expressed my concerns about Mirage being the last traditional style AC game, or at least for the foreseeable future, since we know Codename Red is going to be an RPG, and Codename Hexy is supposed to be something completely new. So at the very least, we know we won't be getting another old school AC game for several years, which is kind of depressing to think about, but if Mirage is great, then hopefully that wait won't be too bad. But anyways, the question is, if Mirage doesn't do well, will Ubisoft try again at an old school AC game? So this is all hypothetical, of course, and my best theory would be I think they would try again, just not anytime soon. If Mirage does really well, I wouldn't be surprised if Ubisoft orders Bordeaux to work on a sequel, and by sequel I don't necessarily mean another Basm game, I mean a game that builds on Mirage. It's very possible Ubisoft Bordeaux could become the studio that gives us smaller, more traditional AC games, while we continue to get the RPGs and bigger bigger games from Quebec and Montreal. But the reason I think Ubisoft would try to make an old school AC again, even if Mirage doesn't do well, is because the market for it is there. They see how excited everyone is for a quote-unquote return to roots AC game. It's the most buzz I've seen around a new Assassin's Creed game, probably since Unity. Assassin's Creed seems like an endless series. It could go on for as long as Ubisoft is a company, so it's hard to believe they'll never try making a traditional AC game again. Now, would people be as excited? No, because if Mirage is a disappointment in this hypothetical situation, Ubisoft is gonna have a hard time winning back people's hopes and excitement. But I don't think it would stop them from eventually trying again, and who knows, I actually think Hexy may have elements of a traditional AC in there, even if it's not going to be the exact same style, but that's my thoughts on it, and I hope you find that answer satisfying. The second question comes from Sleepy Creed, who I want to give a special shout out to since he's been a member of the channel for a long time now. Thank you, man, I appreciate that. But his question asks, what are my plans for the future of the channel, and if there's anything on my bucket list I hope to get to later on. I figured this is a good question to have in a milestone video. I have a lot of exciting ideas for new series and videos in the future. Some may take a little longer to get to, but I love coming up with some creative new ideas, like the when I die the video ends and how far I can get in this game without being spotted. I really love doing those types of videos and hope to do more of those. I have a lot planned for when Mirage comes out. As for a bucket list, well, there are so many different games I've owned and been wanting to make videos on for a long time. This is a true story. Around when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I bought a lot of different games that I wanted to make videos on, and this was back in 2020, keep in mind. There were still some games that I bought all the way back then that I haven't gotten to yet. There was Tomb Raider, Doom, Metro Exodus, Sniper Elite, Just Cause, Mad Max, Metal Gear Solid, Sleeping Dogs. There's just so many I still haven't gotten to yet, and I definitely hope to get to all of them in the future. The reviews take a long time to make though, but we'll get there eventually, I hope. But thank you for the question, Sleepy Creed, and for supporting the channel. It means a lot. The third question comes from honestly_I don't know. Great name, by the way. But the question is, did you ever think of branching out to doing content outside of gaming, like movies, TV shows, comics, or something like that? The simple answer is yes, I have considered it. It's something I've actually thought about for a long time, but I'm just not sure if my audience would care to watch something non-gaming related. I'm sure some of you would, but I feel a majority probably wouldn't. I also considered making a new channel for that kind of content, but I'm already very busy with the stuff I'm doing here, and I don't want to split my focus as of right now, but you never know in the future. I will say though, I think I may make some videos of the Assassin's Creed books and comics in the future, since a lot of you have been requesting that for a long time, but thank you for the question. The next question comes from DXA4988, who wants to know if I am a collector in general, or Assassin's Creed related items like discs, comics, statues, etc. I'd say I'm a bit of a collector, not really Assassin's Creed related because it's hard to find stuff to collect for AC, although hopefully I can start getting collector's editions for these new games. That would be cool. But outside of AC, I collect a lot of things. I'm not really a sneaker collector. I sort of used to be, but don't care much for it anymore. But I do collect comics, figures, and Funkos. Even a little bit of manga. It's not much of a collection though. But most of it is DC, Star Wars, or anime related. I have a lot of Flash comics. That's my favorite hero. I have quite a bit of Batman as well, and a little bit of Spider-Man. And then I have tons of Star Wars figures and all that. I used to be big into Legos, not as much anymore, but I still have a pretty decently sized collection from that. I've tried to get into collecting stuff for Assassin's Creed, but again, it's kind of difficult, but this is actually inspiring me to try harder, so I guess I'll update you guys in the future. Fun question though, thank you. Next is from Reflex Assassin, who asks, if I had to wake up in one of the Assassin's Creed worlds, which one would it be and why? So I imagine this means if I were to be present in one of of the game's settings, which one would it be? That's a tough one because I don't know if I should choose based on the one I have the best chance of surviving in, or just my favorite setting, because I probably don't want to be in the middle of the French Revolution or the Crusades, even though those are some of my favorite settings. Actually, I think, believe it or not, I'd want to wake up in the world of AC3. I've always had a fascination with the Revolutionary War. It's a setting I've dreamed about time traveling back to, although I wouldn't want to be an assassin in that world with only Connor and Achilles and having to fight against Haytham. Then again, I could just sit back and let Connor do all the work though. But yeah, I think probably AC3's world. Although it would be cool to see Ancient Egypt. Actually, it would be cool to see all of them. But if I have to choose, I'll go with AC3. And the final question comes from RJW407, who asks if I'll ever make a channel for live streams. I chose this question because I get it a lot, and it's a good question. As of right now, I have no plans to do live streams. Part of it is I'm already very busy with my regular content, and another part is I'm just not sure if it's for me. I feel like it's something that would stress me out a lot, and I'd rather not burden myself with that right now. Maybe in the future though, again, you never know. I wouldn't be surprised if I eventually came around to the idea, but as of right now, probably not. But I appreciate the question and kind words, thank you. But that's it for the questions. Thank you so much to everyone who submitted one. I really enjoy making these kinds of videos. Things can get a little hectic for me sometimes, so it's nice every once in a while to slow down and take the time to reflect and celebrate a milestone, talk with you guys a little bit. I appreciate you all so much, and I'm so grateful for your support. And again, big thank you to all of you and to my members who have helped support the channel. It means more to me than you could ever know. I hope I'll see you all in the next video, and other than that, thanks for watching, and have a phenomenal rest of your day, Assassins.